And welcome again to the Precision Racing Lead review of Spa on this December 20th, 2011. Here we're taking a formation lap, I think after we had a mix-up with some of the new drivers. Again, welcome to some of the new drivers joining the Precision Racing League. Here we're taking an installation lap, formation lap, just to get everything in order here. We'll go ahead and speed this up just a little bit. Again, looking for that last chicane to start off the race here. Again, qualifying, I believe, in 10th spot here. Disco Potato taking that last 9th spot from me. I think Copper Plate's behind. Again, not really getting any practice at all this week. Was able to get a couple hours in this afternoon, but just not quite fast enough. Had a couple different setups working, but just not really getting the car, I think, where I needed it. Maybe the driver too. But as we come up here, again, we'll fast forward just a little bit here. Trying to keep all our videos here into one part, one video, part one, and the final part. Maybe the final take, I should say. So we'll see how this bears out here. I think the start, not much to report in this race here. I think we're coming up here. Again, lap 1 is the formation lap. Lap 2 will be the actual start of the race. So here we're actually going to take the green flag. I think a little wide there. Okay, the first thing I notice here is I go a little wide, I think, here on this turn 1. That's going to be a pattern there with me. Something happened to Copper Plate here. Yeah, he went off the back almost immediately. Just hearing some interesting remarks from Pink Tank about using the Kers up and carrying the speed over the or Rouge down the straightaway. And I thought that was an interesting comment. Of course, congratulations to Mughal Slam. He took first honors on the pole qualifying. I think Pink Tank was second. Of course, the Red Bull driver, Bryce, or A Donut, also had a great qualifier. Hit the wall right here, so that's not good. And that's pretty much my race right there. I think, looking at the order, I think Disco Potato Eric gets by Phil. And at that point, that's pretty much the highlight of the race here. Not much to report on this one. Big track here, of course, Spa. Fun track, though. It was overall fun track. Of course, you have to hit your marks like any other track. I think I almost follow. I thought that was Disco, but apparently that was Phil. Stop the tape here. Let's go back and look at that again if we could. So Phil just, I think that's Phil right there. It doesn't dawn on me till the very end. Yeah, that's Phil. I'll drive it off. It's funny how one driver drives off and you just follow him. Although I heard there was some episodes. I think Mughal Slam had an episode there in the final laps. That was a shame because I think we're all counting on Mughal Slam to take this win here tonight. But maybe next time, right? Again, Joseph is not joining us here this evening. I think one of the new guys had a connection problem. Also, I think one of the newer guys had some of the fast laps. So again, the new guys are racing with Xboxes, and they're racing with paddles. So doesn't help to. Maybe that's what I need to do: is race with a paddle versus a steering wheel and pedals. But ultimately, they are doing the lap times and the qualifying as necessary to get good performance out of the race, so more power to them. So that's pretty much it here on the opening laps. I think it pretty much stays this way at this point. Yeah, I think I got around Phil there, and of course I think he finally chases me down. See if we can't speed that up here. Yeah, I just not fast enough here. Okay, there's Phil. Oh, J Digital had a problem there. Let's go back and find that move from J Digital here. Actually going backwards now. Yeah, of course, you can see the track map in the lower left corner. Jay is catching me at a very fast rate here, and of course I'm just trying to maintain the lap. Of course, sometimes I find myself looking at this track map more than I'm looking at my looking up the road here. Yeah, I feel pretty good right here. I mean, I'm trying to keep pace with Disco, but of course, Disco probably having less practice than even I had. Let's see if we can speed it up here just a little bit. Okay, so J Digital, some happens to J, and he goes back. Yeah, he must be doing that same thing where you're actually using the curves to go route, because he really closes on me right here. Really carries his speed right past me here, just when I'm trying to pick up speed. So quickly disposes of that place. And then I think J Digital had some problems with leg, and that I think up here again, I think he goes off. Now I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he almost spun. Stop the tape there. It looks like he almost spun there, although I think he said in the forum here, as I'm doing this review, the evening of the race, which is what I usually do. It looks like he flips it right here, and I said he had some lag here, but yeah, that if you have some computer lag, that will definitely affect the car. I'm not sure why some guys are having. So he quickly disconnects right there. So yeah, it's always tough when the computer lags. Again, I haven't had a problem with the new system here, i7 2600K chip. It's been working pretty good. I haven't had any connection problems or CPU problems or any problems for that matter. Just more driving problems and setup problems. But okay, so that's the highlight there. So we'll go ahead and speed it up here. In this case, Phil is behind me. I think Phil actually reels me in. Of course, we're looking for a pit stop there, so Phil is going to pass me at this point. I think the race is right there, so Phil gets by me. I'm coming out, and I think that's pretty much the way the race ends. Copper Plate is still with it. Yeah, see, I don't start hitting my curves until on the top of Eau Rouge, and I think that was an interesting comment by Pink Tank about trying to get up to speed quicker, and I'm really wondering if I'm really dosing that curves out at the right time when the car is slower, and to get it up to speed quicker, and then carrying the speed down the straightaway. So it made sense, I think, when Pink Tank suggested that at the end of the conversations in the room, or in Mumble there when we were just chatting. Okay, so we'll speed it up here. At this point, not much changes. That's pretty much the whole race here. At this point, I think, yeah, Copper Plate actually punches out by then. And I think the race finishes. I think my strategy here is to try to catch Phil again. And then, of course, at this point, I think Phil pits. And then I come out ahead of Phil here. And, of course, as soon as I pit, Phil will take the 8th spot. I'll take the 9th spot. Although overall, I was able to maintain a gap, but I think a few times I dive in the pits here. And, of course, you can see Phil right behind me here. Of course, he'll jump into the 8th place spot. I'll take the 9th spot. So at least I'm getting a few points here, which is always good. As we know, quitters never win, and winners never quit. So even though I'm in last place, now Copper Plate is still here. I think eventually he has some problems and he leaves, but maybe Copper Plate realizing too that he's not going to make any places over 9th. He's already 46 seconds back, but I think something happens to him too, and he punches out. So yeah, so at this point, I come out 9th. Phil, of course, is locked up 8th. I don't even see him on the track map at this point. I think he's coming. I think we see him somewhere up here. He's so far ahead I don't even see him. Oh, there it is right there. Yes, that's Phil. The orange, yellow dot there on the red dot. So that is the way it finishes. Again, I go a little wide here. Again, funny how the laps roll off, and sometimes you have total focus, and other times you're just struggling, blinking your eyeballs, just trying to keep your eyes on the track, trying to get in a rhythm. Yeah, I seem to be better right at the end of the closing laps. I felt pretty good. I don't think I actually took that fourth pit stop. I actually did a 3-stop. I did my, I think it was option prime, or maybe it was option prime option. Yeah, there's a gap there, 11 seconds, 36 to Copper. Yeah, so as we speed it up here, I didn't really have a fuel problem. I was watching the fuel. That tended to be my biggest problem last couple of races, was running out of fuel. I think at one point Phil does pit, and I stay out, thinking if I could just stay ahead of Phil, that would be enough to get a gap and then take it home for 8th place. But I think Phil was pretty fast. Phil might have been using some of those same techniques with the curves. And as I'm speeding up here, lap 16 is when it wants me to stop, so I think I do take a pit stop at 16. Again, you can see the position was still strong at 10-second gap there. Okay, so there is where Phil pits, and I take the spot. And at this point, I'm just gonna hang out. I think my disc filled up here too on the recording. I don't think I actually get the finish, so I'll have to splice the finish from Moogle Slam's video. Yeah, so here it's calling me for the pits, and I realize, well, I'm in 8th. I better just stay out. I don't need the fuel. As you can see, I'm not lapping it very fast. I think the other guys were doing 140s, low 140s, so I'm still quite off the pace here. So at this point, I have a 35. The gap to the Disco is 35, so I think he's gone. At this point, it's kind of disheartening because I thought maybe I had more of a gap than 2 seconds, and I think Phil just chews it up right here. Yeah, watch it right here going up Eau Rouge. I think he really gains on me right here a little bit. Yeah, see that? And I know he's coming, so I'm trying to focus on the braking here. And he closes under braking, of course. So at this point, once you have somebody ahead of you, you can push just a little more than maybe they're pushing. So I realize my race is right here, and if I don't stay ahead of him, that'll be it. So at this point, I think he's just waiting, watching. I get a little ray right here. Fast lap, Moogle Slam 144.449. Almost taken off here. Then I almost go wide here, so he's just waiting for me. Good patience there, Phil, if you're listening. Yeah, that was good. He didn't hit me this week, but yeah, there we go. Good race right there. Yeah. So he just checks out. So that's pretty much it at that point. So that is the highlight here. I think I'm right at the end of my race tape here, anyways. So what I'll do is I'll save a little space here to put the final finishing up. And I think Pink Tank first, Moogle Slam second, and Bryce third. So good for the team, Red Bull team. So that's the wrap here. So until next time, everybody, we will see you at. I believe we're going to be at Monza next week, so we'll look for you there. All right, good race, everybody. See you next time. Bye.